for watching The 9.
Okay, it is. I don't know if it can get any colder.
It cannot.
I'm hoping that it's not going to get much colder than this. But cold weather, holidays are behind us, so this can sort of begin a difficult time in people's lives.
Yeah, there are some things that you can do maybe just to help ease some of the mental strain and stress that many people are feeling. Jaimie Clayton, the president and CEO of Oakland Family Services, here now to talk about why is this seemingly maybe the time of year that it maybe more people are checking in and saying, something's not right. I'm not feeling great right now.
Yeah, you know, the new year, new you, new outlook, like, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
You know, this whole concept of resolutions puts a lot of pressure, and a lot of then people feel like, oh, 2 weeks in, I haven't met my goals yet. So there's a combination of that, a coming down from the holidays, which is so fun for everybody, a lot of people on vacation. Like the second, third week of January, everyone's really back in it, you know, feeling their lives. And of course, the weather, the cold, getting dark so early.
Yeah.
A combination of all of those things, I think.
It does sound kind of rough.
Yeah.
I mean, when
Christmas decorations gone.
And things that you were looking forward to so much are now done, and maybe they didn't go quite how you expected, all those things.
Kids back at school.
Yeah. So what do you do as far as on the day-to-day basis? How can you control some of that, and when do you need to get help?
Yeah. I think, first of all, how about we all be kind to ourselves? Sorry, I have a little frog in my throat. Take the expectations off. I'm not a huge fan of resolutions for that very reason. They're kind of a setup, right? Not that many people meet them. Small goals every day, things that we do that we can feel good about, some small achievements instead of large things. Like, what do I want to achieve today? A big thing I also think is, how about we all stay off social media unless we're celebrating the Lions or something. A lot of bad feelings come from that, especially for teenagers, people struggling, because it's not real life, and there's a lot of expectations that come out of social media. So having some really manageable goals, small steps. When do you really need help? When you can't get out of bed, when you can't do the things that you think you can do every day, you can't get to work, you're not eating, you're not sleeping, your mood is really such that it's impacting your daily functioning. We want you to get help. I suggest you get help before that, just if you're kind of struggling with something in your life that doesn't seem to be going well, to head off kind of that extreme depression. But day to day, it can be rough for people. So seeking out your daily supports. Who helps you feel good in your life? How can you spend more time with those people?
What kinds of things do you recommend people say who are experiencing depression? How can we get our friends to understand this is not just, you know, some trendy, oh, I'm sad, or, you know, depression's the buzzword. I've spoken openly about being depressed, and I had done years and years of interviews with people like you, and it's really not until you are in it that you understand that I don't feel like I can get out of bed feeling. Like, that's very literal. You feel like you cannot get out of bed. I've talked about here at Fox 2, crying all the way to work, somehow magically pulling it together to be on the show, smiling, nobody has any idea, and only being able to make it back to my car in the parking lot for that dark, sad drive home and, you know, everything that follows. I was lucky to have people who understand what that's like, but a lot of people feel even further isolated because it's hard to explain.
So first of all, thank you for sharing that. You're brave, and that's what helps us get through the stigma and helps more people get help. So bravo to you.
Thank you.
I recently had someone in my life say, you know, Jaimie, you've treated depression for years, but you haven't had it. You don't know. And that really hit me. And I've been doing this for a long time. So I think the biggest thing is for people who might be suffering from depression is to figure out the one person that might listen to you, to hear that you're in pain, and to not stop trying. And it may not be someone supportive in your family. It may be someone on the fringe, because sometimes it's really hard to look the people we love the most in the eye and say, I'm suffering, or I'm not who you thought I was, or all the bad stigma in our own heads that goes with depression. And for people in those people's lives, there usually is something that seems off. there is usually something that's not right. Maybe you just took a step back and you're distant.
Yeah.
And so saying, I love you, what do you need? What can I do? Really, the least pressured ways are the most successful. The things that come out of love, not out of expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so important because you want to say to someone, oh, you'll be okay. Why don't you go for a walk?
Yeah. Or you look great. Or what do you have to be depressed about?
Yeah, life is so good.
Yeah.
And so it's important to stay away from those cliches and try and have deeper understanding and empathy.
And that we don't ever really know what's going on in someone else's mind and life, and to stop making assumptions and ask more questions.
Right.
What do you need? How can I help? Just listen. Be present.
It can be pretty simple. We don't need to overcomplicate it, right?
Yeah.
Jaimie, thank you.
Sure,
good information as we get ready to tackle Michigan winter. If you want to connect, it's Oakland County or OaklandFamilyServices.org. OaklandFamilyServices.org. Bye.